In this video, we'll be interviewing the Space Angels, and I'm Chris with Picks and Sticks Music Studio. And if you're new to this channel, we're an all things music channel, and we like to support our local bands and artists. And if you want to see more interviews like this, please hit the notification button and subscribe. And if you like this video, let's smash that like button. Not only does this help the channel, but it also helps promote the bands that we interview. More views we get, more views those bands get. So let's hit that like button. So I'm very excited to welcome to the channel the Space Angels, and here they are.
Oh man, we should have an applause
button.
Great
to be here.
Yeah,
John, he used to have an applause button, like for the live stuff. You gotta keep him motivated.
Thanks for having us, man. This is awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much for being a part of this. And you guys, we chatted a little bit beforehand, and you guys seem like a group of fun guys to talk to, and this should be a good interview. We're not performing tonight, so but we will still have timestamps down at the bottom. We'll some highlights and stuff like that. So if you want to skip around in this interview, if you're watching this a couple days after the interview, I should have those timestamps there, and just skip around and check it out. And we should have some good highlights though. This should be a good interview.
Yeah.
So why don't we start off by you guys telling us a little bit about yourselves?
Well, we're Space Angels. My name is John Juan. I play the electric guitar. This is Razor Ray. He plays the bass and sings. And this is the lightning rod, Todd Hoover. He plays the drums. We're a three-piece rock and roll band. We're from outer space, but we're currently stationed in Clarksville, Georgia, here in the hills. Beautiful northeast Georgia.
Me and John met each other years and years ago. Like we've got some stories from back in the good old days. Some are not quite so family friendly, so you got to pick up the book.
We'll have to
see a few of those. I mean,
buy the book.
Prostitutes are in the Bible, so I'm just kidding. There were no prostitutes.
It took two minutes. 2 minutes.
Where are you? All right, so the Space Angels, they are going to be giving away a guitar. Let's talk about that a little bit. We'll do the announcement of that at the more towards the end. We got to keep you guys here in the interview so you can listen in.
Yeah, we're giving away an electric guitar. It's a what is it? It's like an 80s model lawsuit Les Paul. It's like a copy of a Les Paul. But my friend Chris at Ruth Guitars, he builds guitars. I actually got one here on the wall. He builds guitars, and he took it and set it up. He shaved the neck down. He put new pickups, straightened the neck out, gave it a nice bath. And I honestly am kind of jealous of whoever's getting this guitar, because it lived on my wall for years.
And it was almost a different guitar.
Yeah,
it was almost a different guitar because I picked up another SG.
We were going to give away an SG instead.
So I was going to do my SG, but then he's like, this is the one, because he talked to Chris about it, and Chris already had the perfect pickups picked out for him. He had a plan that he was going to make this awesome guitar, and really there's not a whole lot of people that entered, so it's going to be real interesting. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to find out who is winning.
Same. I bought a shirt and I didn't get entered, so I don't know.
Out of fairness, you got enough guitars, dude.
Yeah, as we were talking earlier, I was like, my wife's like, can we enter? And I'm like, yeah, that's, maybe, probably not. We shouldn't probably do that.
I feel like we should do this.
Just give away guitars every week.
Because worst case scenario, somebody doesn't play it and it ends up being like a piece in their home or something there. Yeah. Well, you can hang one on a wall, but best case scenario, we get people learning how to play guitar.
True that. We'll teach them our riffs too.
Yeah. Push art,
Yeah, so this guitar giveaway, it's 100% the Space Angels that they came up with this, but there's why don't you talk about the person that helped out in this?
Yeah, his name is Chris Crumley. He owns
Ruth
a company.
Guitars.
Yeah, he owns a company, Ruth Guitars. He takes locally sourced wood from around here. Like the one I have is a like a kind of sort of Telecaster vibe ish, made out of a pine tree that fell down in his yard, and he's doing it, man. He's got it going on. I love to watch his page. He's got like all kinds. Man, right now he's got like a Strat style with 3 humbuckers. You know what I mean?
saw that earlier.
That thing's gonna be a maniac, man. That thing's gonna be awesome. He says it takes him about a year to complete one guitar. I was
wow.
oh man, I want one. What's the list? He said he's got 5 on the bench right now, or ever how many it is. So it's a wait, but he's doing it, man.
Yeah, everybody go check that out, because I've if I was quick with it, I should have had that I should have had some links to his stuff. His guitars are beautiful.
Yeah.
And he's got that one where he's putting like the green around the edge.
The
binding or whatever. I do like watching. Yeah. I do like watching the process. It's kind of like a Zen thing, like like it's putting together.
And he even did that. I can't remember what material that was, but he even did it like the fret inlays. Like he put it in that too, and it looks amazing.
I'm sure he's soldering his own electronics too. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. He's been like that since we were in high school, man. He was the first person I knew that was like opening up the back of tube amps and like checking them out and see what's going on. So,
and I saw that triple humbucker. I commented on his Instagram post, and I was like, "Dude, triple humbuckers." He's like, "Yeah, and they're coil tap too." So now it's like it's like pretty much a super Strat. That's
right.
Yeah, it's badass.
Awesome.
I realized that. I kind of want one of those. I want one of those supersonics though, man.
Oh yeah, the ultrasonic, the acoustasonic, whatever it's called.
Like they got a pickup straight up on the bridge, and then they've got like a hole with pickups, and that the clear like acoustic sound it gets.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So Scott Reeves, let us know how we sound. I just want to double check that we're sounding okay. And speaking of building guitars, Scott did that one time. The same thing. A tree fell down.
Oh,
I think it was in his parents' yard. I'm not positive on that, but it's in our first interview we ever did. He was my first interview. And he shows the guitar on the interview, and like it's pretty sweet. Like it's cool. It's like your own wood,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So anyway, that's pretty cool.
Sure, what good wood is the question?
Yeah.
That's what you gotta ask yourself.
Any wood is good wood.
Oh man. I mean, I feel like if it's cured and dried right, maybe sealed.
we can take that to a whole nother anyway. So, so how'd you guys get started playing together?
Ray and I have been playing music together for like almost 2 decades, man.
I was added up earlier, and I said 15 years, and I was like, damn, that's a long time. And I was like, wait, 20 years, like. Because I think we met when you were like 19, I was like 15, maybe. No, 18 and 15.
Yeah,
we went to school together for a year.
I think so.
While you were a senior. In outer space school.
In outer space school.
Because and then Todd, we met Todd maybe like 9-10 years ago.
Yeah, Space Angels has been its own band for like almost a decade.
Yeah, right at a decade. We couldn't really. It just landed on Earth computers though, like recently. So, it's been a long time coming.
Ray and I, we were in a band called the Broken Hearts, and Ray's got the tattoo to prove it.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
There you go. I got a lot more, but John's even got.
That was like our training wheels for Space Angels. It was a 3-piece too, but we were nowhere near.
We played a lot of places that did virgin margaritas. Right. One time I lost a bottle of tequila for like 7 months. It was in the backseat of my car. And I know I'd gotten like a couple speeding tickets during that time. And I found the bottle one day, and I was like, all right, we got to quit drinking, y'all.
I remember when you found the bottle too, man.
I mean, I wasn't drinking and driving. We don't believe in that. But like, we just had it so that people there of age could drink a virgin margarita with a little tequila.
Yeah, goodness.
I mean, drinking and flying. Drinking and flying.
Yeah, there you go.
Right, call Uber. That's my best advice. If you're
Space Uber.
You're gonna do it.
So, how'd you guys come up with the name? Because obviously it's a pretty unique name.
Yeah,
jump on.
It's crazy, man. Like, honestly, I guess the thing that I remember is there was like what was it? Like a local music festival or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I was just we didn't even know Todd at the time. I was just ready. I was like, hey, yeah, I got a 3-piece rock band. We're called Space Angels. But then they said we could play, and we, long story short, did the gig. But like since then, I guess it's just taken on its own thing because Angels from Outer Space, man, what a pretty cool, that's a rock and roll concept, right?
Yeah.
Or at least a horror movie or something.
Well, what I was saying was there was a news story in 1985.
Oh, that's
actually.
right.
Oh, yes.
And like there were these astronauts that were up in outer space, cosmonauts. They were from Russia.
Mm-hmm.
And then like 3 or 4 of them had been up there for like a year or so, and then they had some new people come up that had only been there like a couple days. And then everybody had this massive hysteria and hallucination where all of them saw giant angels in outer space. That really is like a news story that like we found it after the fact.
Yeah.
But, like
that's an actual thing that happened.
Yeah, I mean that's what the cosmonauts says. That's what the cosmonauts said. Like
I'd love to check that out. Was it a hallucination?
Were the Russians? No. Like I don't know.
You know, what
I don't know. I
was
don't
it?
know if they would have hid that if it was
some
something they
sort
were
of
scared of.
Some sort of cosmic deity. You know, you never know.
Galactus.
Yeah,
Galactus, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm into that stuff, man. We're all like sci-fi nerds and stuff, so it's just kind of, I guess, kind of natural, lends itself to it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's awesome. What's your favorite sci-fi movies?
Oh my God, that's an impossible question. Speaking of impossible questions, I looked at the pre-interview, and all of them are impossible questions. But
I was gonna say, like, as far as like, no, if you really want to get in some good sci-fi, I like time travel when it's done right.
Yeah.
So like, you got like H.G. Wells,
yeah,
or like the Time Machine, or I was gonna say Isaac Asimov. Like everybody knows like iRobot, but like the books, like you got like Foundation, and you got like so many like Ender's Game. The author that did that did like 3 or 4 different stories. Like
I didn't know that.
I buy a lot of books. I don't read them all, but I read the backs of them.
You make fun of me and Todd for reading books.
No, you guys.
I barely read.
You guys read books about like Keith Richards and like Kiss, and that's cool. That's cool too. Like
books are. Cool.
I try and escape sometimes when I'm reading. Like Kiss is a little too close to home to what we're doing already.
I guess so. I don't know, man. I love obviously I love Ghostbusters. My whole house is like decorated with Ghostbusters. It's probably my favorite movie of all time. Would that count as sci-fi?
Dude, that's definitely.
I think that's sci-fi.
Sci-fi comedy, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And my wife and I, we love. Oh my God, I just had a brain fart. I can't think what the movie's called. Bruce Willis and Fifth Element. We love that movie.
Oh, yes, that's a great movie. Mila Jovovich.
Multipass.
Yeah.
That's great. They named her Cat Multipass.
Nice.
And then our other favorite one's Predator. We watch that all the time.
Oh, I love it. I love the Predator, man.
There's a new Predator video game out right now called Predator Hunting Grounds.
That's right. I saw the trailer or whatever.
I was just actually I don't know if it's new. Like I'm always like a few years late to the party. I'm like, have you guys heard of Fortnite? And it's like, dude, this is 8 years ago. Like,
same.
I'm lost.
Yeah, Fortnite. That's a bad word on our baseball team. So like the kids, because like this was a couple of years ago, but like the kids would talk about it all the time. We're like, okay, you can't say Fortnite, so we said it was like the F word. You know, it's like you can't say the F word. They would sit there at practice just talk Fortnite. We're like, we're a travel team. We're supposed to be serious and everything, and they're
just cutting up.
Oh man, like we didn't have any of that when we were kids. Like,
I mean,
I remember Nelly. Nelly came out when I was like 12 or 13 when I was playing like school sports. Like I was playing football, and like other than that, like Country Grammar, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm dating myself, but like, yeah, we didn't have any video games or anything like that we were really hyped about.
Halo, kind of.
See, I feel like Xbox wasn't even out then.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like PlayStation 2 and Nintendo
64.
That was it.
So I'm probably a little older than you. I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, I had Atari, but Nintendo, like the Contra, Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and
me and him played Mike Tyson Punch Out like last week on my Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, Mario 35 just got retired recently, and it was the best game Nintendo had ever put out. It was against 34. No. He didn't like it. You played against 34 people at the same time, sending enemies to their screens, and it just had the best physics. Like
he was number 1 for a while, wasn't he?
I mean, like I had a lot of first place finishes. But
I love it.
I like that old school Mario. I'm down with
I
that.
do too, man.
Got the golf clap.
But they put out Pac-Man in its place, and I'm real upset about it right now. So
All right, back to your name. So if you guys, okay, if you were from another planet, what planet would it be? It could be fictional, it could be Star Wars, Star Trek, it could be a real planet. Like Elon Musk is, everybody knows he's from Mars, right?
Right.
Yeah. Only survivor from the civilization.
my mom thinks he's a robot, like for
Yeah.
real. Like
He might be.
she's 65 years old. She's about to retire, and she's convinced he's like Iron Man. Like,
Dude,
but,
he's a freaking badass. Is what
yeah,
he is.
he's like he's a robot pretending to be human. Iron Man was like a human kind of pretending to be a robot. You know, it's like switched.
He's a freaking android.
I don't know. I feel like we'd probably be from planet Scumdog.
Oh,
Wait, no, someone already did that.
was already-
Someone did that.
that was already
Space
taken.
Angeles.
Yeah,
yes,
Space Angeles.
Space Angeles.
What
That's
was
what-
the other one? The Uranus.
I was gonna say Ray would say Uranus.
We would
It's
love
pronounced Uranus.
we would love to visit Uranus. Uranus. Planet X after that. You know.
Yeah, I love that Space Angeles.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Like,
You know, when we were, at least when I was growing up, you know, Pluto was a planet.
That's right.
right. Yeah.
Now it's just a freaking rock.
Did it come full circle? I feel like I read that somewhere that it's a planet once again.
I don't know. It's
I
I know that last probe or whatever that went by, and they got some real detailed photos. It's pretty cool. Like I would think it would be a planet, but
Can you believe it? It's like 2021, and we're like looking at.
Well, I think they
planets.
announced that last year. They're like, "This is everything we know on UFOs," and like,
This
With
summer they're
everything
releasing. The
more?
CIA is supposed to release
Yes.
that document.
see, but I feel like so much has already been released, and everybody was like,
Did you see
it's
the
2020.
pyramid UFO?
Let's watch some shows about some tigers. And let's
Did you
figure
see
it out.
that?
What's that?
That pyramid. They released the video of a pyramid light in the sky
Oh,
yes.
above
Oh,
a Navy like ship.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know if I
There's
saw
something.
that.
There's
Navy
something.
personnel recorded it.
Tom DeLonge is like the #1 expert in the U.S. about.
He's 6'4".
He's 6'4". Apparently,
That blows my mind.
no one knew that until today.
I didn't
Like
know
it's blowing up the internet.
Yeah.
let's get back to a little bit of music here. So who are some of your biggest influences? We can do individual, and then we can do as a band, I guess.
So I would say as a band, like what do you say? Like got Kiss for sure,
Kiss.
100%.
Black
Kiss,
Sabbath,
Black
Led
Sabbath,
Zeppelin.
yeah.
Led Zeppelin, yeah.
Golly,
There's like a little bit of 80s rock and roll in there, but like there's so much 80s rock and roll that like I'm not wild about. So it's like the touches of like what makes the 80s stuff kind of feel real good, you know?
yeah. I'm also inspired by any like food delivery system like Grubhub or anything like that.
Absolutely.
I really admire what they do.
Absolutely. We need to figure out how to get them to be able to like pick up our beer and our cigarettes on the way. Not like promote cigarettes, but I mean, make $1. Make $1. It's America. Let's sell some stuff.
I'd say Guar is kind of an influence on us too. Maybe not necessarily. Well, I mean, maybe even.
I mean,
some of the
like
music.
anything with kind of not to say that we are a gimmick, but I feel like a lot of things with gimmicks kind of do try and represent us in other ways. Like
Yeah.
you know, like I feel like we do fit that shoe.
Yeah, for sure.
Again, Kiss is not a gimmick. You know, it's Kiss. What it
You're
is.
right. You're right.
Tell me if somebody else, if a bunch of other people put on white makeup, you wouldn't say, okay, they've got like a gimmick. Like you'd be like, they're trying to be Kiss, right?
Yeah.
There's some Van Halen influence in there
Oh,
too.
Van Halen, big time, big time.
Gotta
Man.
love.
GNR.
Some
Love
Judas Priest in there.
Yeah,
as well.
it's a big mishmash as a band for sure. But it's like just take all the good stuff and then filter the good out and then give it to us. You know, so we.
Yeah, I definitely see like a little bit in John's playing. A little, you got like that. I don't know, like Slash feel a little bit to
Yeah.
it.
Some
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses. Oh, AC/DC.
Oh,
What are we
AC/DC,
thinking?
big
You
time.
had a lot of Leonard Skinner in there too.
Well,
Like,
Leonard- they were my
you do
very
a
first favorite band.
lot of very Leonard.
We can
Leonard
name
riffs
every
now
band
and then.
ever.
Yeah, honestly, every band. I think my individual influences would kind of
I mean, if you like
Be
Kiss,
the
though, you
same.
also love the Beatles and
love
like
the Beatles,
Wings.
Stones.
Yeah. So
I've been listening to like on break or whatever. I've been listening to Pandora on like the Zombies radio. They kick out the jams,
dude,
man.
The Kinks are good.
Love the Kinks.
Playlist
Mhm.
on. I made him listen to Heroin by
Velvet Underground.
Velvet Underground.
Yeah, I actually
Oh,
never
they're
heard
weird
that.
too, man.
I never heard that actually. That was the
Yeah,
day.
it's got a pulsating rhythm. It just builds. I dig anything by Lou Reed. Like,
Yeah. Did you listen to Lulu, that record he did?
Yeah, we were talking about that.
We mentioned that, and like it
Different,
wasn't.
isn't it?
It wasn't my favorite. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I do love some of the solo stuff he put out, and I do love some of the stuff that he put out with Velvet Underground. But
It's like love Lou Reed, love Metallica.
I mean, you know how I am about Metallica. I do. I mean, they are good, but like it's never been my absolute cup of tea. But I do, you know, that Megadeth's pretty cool though.
Love Megadeth. I think my individual influences are exactly the same
Well, see,
as the ones we just listed.
I will say
Pantera, love Pantera.
I listen to a lot more singer-songwriter stuff when I'm not with you guys. So
right.
I've got 3 or 4 Brown. Jackson Brown.
Jackson Brown, man.
Right on empty. I got like 4
Pretender.
Jackson Brown albums. I listen to a lot of Bob Dylan, especially like It's All Right, Ma.
Yeah.
And like some of that really sad early stuff. Like, I do enjoy like the songwriter's aspect of things, but also I find myself bouncing around from that to like more like kind of elaborate things like Pink Floyd or Radiohead, or even like I hate to say it, like Coldplay's last couple albums had some hits on them that were like just really weird, man.
I wouldn't know. I've not heard it, but
I mean, you know, I'm just saying, like, it's not my go-to, but like, I've been getting into some of that more out there, like soundscape.
That's why I love writing music with you, man, because like we're like yin and yang.
Dude.
You know, what I don't like, you do like, and what
I just recently rediscovered Our Lady Peace, the old stuff again, and Third Eye Blind. I'm kind of listening through some of their other stuff other than the first few albums.
Me and Todd are the resident metalheads in the band.
I mean,
so what I'm getting is you guys like everybody.
Everything.
We were a blast at a karaoke bar.
Yeah.
Like his lady will be up there doing Travis Tritt.
Yeah.
And he'll jump up and do like some old country or some like
AC/DC. I always try to do a whole lot of Rosie at karaoke, and it's just terrible.
Todd's Black Diamond.
That's a great song. It's probably not political correct, anymore. Yeah, but I love that's a great song though.
Wasn't
it? It's funny. There's a lot of songs that people don't know of, like of artists that are like not their main hits and stuff that are just such great, man. Like Aerosmith has some, was it Locomotive? Not Locomotive. What is it called? It's something with the train, right?
Train kept rolling.
Yeah, that freaking song is awesome. And like nobody knows it,
Right. I love Aerosmith too.
See, I would absolutely say too, though. Like, I don't know if I got you to listen to some. I know I've gotten Todd to listen to some. Some of that Jeff Buckley stuff that's not Hallelujah has some just out there guitar solos, and like some of it vibes on like psychedelic like stuff, like as far as like the solos and stuff goes.
A few people have told me that. I feel like I need to
check it out. It's weird because like nobody's picking out those types of songs by him because I mean it's not known for it,
right?
So
John, so all-time favorite riff?
Oh man, I've been dreading this question all day, man. What an impossible question. It's just the same thing. I could just go on and on and on. But just like off the top of my head, anything by Black Sabbath, I'd say like Electric Funeral is my favorite riff. I'd say like Hole in the Sky or like Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. But also like what about Jimmy? Can Jimmy get a little love? Like Freedom or like Spanish Castle Magic is probably the heaviest riff I've ever heard. Man, there's just so many. Can I give a local pick? I'd say that Greco Up All Night is probably my favorite.
Yeah, that is good.
Holy cow! I'm so jealous that I didn't write this.
We're gonna get more love for local bands.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of which, I don't know when a good time to throw this out there is, but I was planning on making a Spotify playlist.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna pick a bunch of local people that I know for the first month because I feel like I know enough to put 12 or 15 different bands on.
No, I think it's a
list.
great idea.
Brandon DeForest band with the punk stuff. He did a Misfits cover.
The Atomic Creatures.
The Atomic Creatures. I recently heard about a guy called the Kid Jose that's doing like rap playlist.
Yeah.
And he's all right. So
that's what I need to promote more of my playlist. Like, I do my Friday picks and I've been kind of bad about it the last couple months about the Spotify part of it. Like I take all those songs, I put it in a playlist. So technically I think it's up to like 60 in my playlist. Should be up to like 71. But so every Friday pick goes in that Spotify list and a playlist, and I just need to push it out there that I have it. Priscilla Wise says that's a great idea.
Hey Priscilla.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Priscilla.
Hey, and speaking of that, if you have any questions, like hit us up in this chat. You can just log in with your Google account into YouTube, and then you can chat away. Scott Reeves, of course he did. Scott Reeves is like my go-to gear guy. Like if you want to talk gear, it's Scott Reeves, and he has a question. So,
it's a
go ahead.
That's a JTM 45. It's got like the Jose mod or whatever on it. So it's actually a 50 watt. But yeah, man, I love the Plexis. That's the first. My wife bought that for me when we right before we got married, and she will tell you that's her amp straight up. But that's my amp.
You never believe her. True story. I married him and his wife.
That's true, man.
Me and him years ago, probably like 17 years ago, both got ordained. Me and him are reverends by legal law.
Nice.
So I married him. I've married a few other of our friends.
That's true. But Scott, I can talk gear with you all day, so just holler at me after the broadcast. I'm a big gear nerd, man.
Well, Scott and I we have another series that we've been planning to do for the last, year and a half, where it's just like we're going to talk gear and talk stuff like that. So we definitely, we'll probably have guests on and stuff like that. So it'll be nothing but about gear. So
John's our gear guy in general.
Like.
Nice.
All right. So question for Todd. Name 3 of the world's best drum intros.
3 is impossible because 2 of them for sure for me would be Led Zeppelin, John Bonham, When the Levee Breaks, and Rock and Roll.
Oh, yes.
Those are 2 of the greatest drum intros of all time.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got Hot for Teacher.
Yeah.
Oof.
I mean, as soon as you hear that, you know what's happening. My Sharona, that's a weird one, but as soon as it's one of those ones you hear, you know what's going on. Yeah. Yes.
Well, that's like American Girl too. You hear American Girl from
I say American Girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, so many. Freaking Painkiller.
Yes, Painkiller. Judas Priest. That's a great one.
I love that.
What about just the helicopters coming on in Pink Floyd?
I even love, like, if I'm going to be kind of obscure, maybe even like Longview.
The 7/8.
Green Day, Longview.
Oh yeah,
that's a good one.
That is a good one, man.
It's very on that like floor bass.
Yeah. Forgotten Lost Angels by Lamb of God.
Oof. As good of drummer as like Travis Baker's, I cannot think of an intro that I don't know. I'm sure I'm missing it, but you think they would have one, right? No.
I'm like a frustrated drummer trapped in like a guitar player.
Damn it! Damn it's a good one.
Yeah. I was gonna say shout out to like Charlie Engine from fucking excuse my language.
There it is.
Yeah.
So he's from Five Finger Death Punch,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I follow him on Instagram, and he went to school for what I did. I went to school for like jazz and classical guitar, and like he went for drums, and like as far as talking music theory goes, he's like the nicest dude.
Oh, I love that.
On Instagram. Like, and I'm not even trying to like talk to this guy very much. I'll go bypass and he'll be doing like different rudiments and stuff. And like, Todd, you're a drum nerd way more than I am. Like, you should check out his latest post. Like, it's just, and he responds to like, yeah, and he responds to like everything. Like,
That's cool.
It's so neat to see artists out there that just like connect with like their fan base. And I'm not even a huge fan of that band, but like, I mean, he posts some cool stuff though.
Yeah, but I mean, I respect all music, so
yeah, exactly.
So you probably seen the movie Crossroads, then, huh?
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about Steve Vai.
The Karate Kid, I'll shred Steve Vai.
He gonna like you, boy. Ralph Macchio.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta watch some Cobra Kai now.
Parts though.
That's right.
Ry Cooder played his parts. It wasn't actually the Karate Kid playing that.
No, it wasn't. You sure?
No,
Crushed my whole life.
Sorry. Just so you know.
He did a good job miming it, man.
He really did. They had a good producer that like got him in the right spots. That's the biggest thing in a movie. If I see a band playing
too, man.
and they're playing wrong, I don't care what it is. I'll cut it off.
Me too.
Like.
Well, my wife always asks me, like, are they really playing? I'm like, no.
I get upset about it. I'm like, because it's not that hard to learn how to pretend.
Yeah.
People actually do it, and I'm like, you know why?
We're still pretending, man.
I guess, but
you know who's a good guitar player though? Anyway, it's Michael J. Fox. Yeah, I guess he might not be as good as he used to be. But like he played. I think he actually played what he was playing in that. It was like an audition. You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I can see it. I can see it being him. Like, you play guitar, so like,
I don't know if I paid
I play guitar, but like,
I did
look up. Yeah, look up some of the videos. Even after he had, he was diagnosed with Parkinson, he still gets up on stage with bands and plays. And
I've seen him get up. Johnny Depp. Well, I mean, I guess we shouldn't probably mention him too much. He's in trouble, but he was friends with like Marilyn Manson and like a couple of other.
He's got a band.
Hollywood Vampires.
Kiefer Sutherland's good too.
Yeah, Kiefer
Sutherland. I love Kiefer Sutherland as an actor. So
I didn't know that.
His band's awesome.
His band's actually pretty good.
Check that out.
So, Ray, who's some of your biggest influences on bass?
Seeing as how I kind of started on guitar and like keyboards and like piano, I don't really play the bass like I should probably.
That's
most
true.
of the time. I play the lead bass like when we write stuff. Like me and John. We kind of like, I'm obviously carrying the lower end a lot of times, but sometimes I'll be jumping to the G and technically it's the G flat or A.
Yeah, we started tuning it down.
Are we a whole step?
Yeah.
We a whole step? Yeah. Okay, so I'm hitting that A and that D string more and more with some of the stuff, and it's still like, I guess, like, it's still kind of like a bass line, but it's more like, I guess, Paul McCartney.
Yeah,
kind of like
time Paul McCartney.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Started like planting melodies with his bass that like we're not just a bass line like silly little love songs. As that running bass line, it's like
he's the man. You will disagree with me, but I personally in your bass playing, I hear a lot of Lemmy.
I was gonna say I know I do a lot of stuff like
a lot of Lemmy.
I do a lot of little like.
It's your right hand, man. It's your right hand. It's mighty. You don't even need a fuzz pedal. You don't even need like volume. You just smash the thing. I love it.
Well, what's his name? Rush. He's I don't know.
Geddy Lee.
Yeah, big time.
Between Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson, like that band is just solid on the string section, and then like you don't even have to talk about Neil Peart, like everybody knows.
Right.
Like.
But like I'm a huge GNR fan. But Duff McKagan, I like him because he plays a lot of melody. He was punk rock as like any other bass player at the time. Like just because like the aggression and his attack like on like the open, like he'll open up like on an A and like run it up to D, and like he just attacks it so hard with that like that it's like mean.
How many bass lines can you like hum before you hum the guitar line, like Sweet
Yeah.
Child line.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you get into the habit of doing the if you can YouTube it and you can be like, I want to hear the isolated tracks.
Oh, all the time,
this.
man, all the time.
And like I did that with Duff McKagan actually a lot, just listening to the stuff that he did, like even on like just the first few like singles they put out from
Pardon me.
What's the first album with the
Appetite
for Destruction?
Yeah.
But
yeah, he's the man. Have you heard his what's the Duff McKagan's Loaded? He's like the guitar player in the front man.
You played a little bit of it. You played a little bit of it.
It's like punk rock and roll. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm kind of like he's got the Walking Papers. They're freaking awesome.
Yeah,
he plays bass for them. You know, I mean, every band he's ever been in, like Velvet Revolver. I mean, he's just
Velvet Revolver, man. We used to play Slither. When nobody could ever see it. We had a pretty nasty version of Slither going around for a while.
It had that real weird chromatic thing.
Yeah.
That almost didn't happen. Slash kept pushing it, and like the rest of the band didn't. They're like, yeah, okay, that's fine. You know, and Slash is like, no, I promise you, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
This is going to be a hit. And they're like, whatever, you know. And then,
I want to do Crimson and Clover.
Yeah.
To me, that's like the greatest song like ever. Just like it just pulls you in. You know.
How did we miss Velvet Revolver in our influences? That's a huge influence on it.
Well, I mean, I did mention Velvet Underground, so you should have jumped springboarded on it. Should have jumped on it.
The only downfall, like their first album was unbelievable. That second album, I mean, it was still good, but it just wasn't the first album. It was like almost like they just.
Yeah, we lost a voice with them, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, and I mean the whole world lost. You know, that was just. There's been too many lately. You know, Chris Cornell and Chester. God.
And he actually did the Stone Temple Pilots thing for an album too.
Oh, that's
I thought
right.
It was a lot better than I expected it to be too. Like,
that's right.
I really enjoyed that, even though I'm not a big like Linkin Park fan, but like they fit well together.
I love Linkin Park, man.
I didn't realize that. So he like took over after Scott Burns?
For at least one or two records, I think.
Yeah.
I gotta check that out. I didn't realize that.
Definitely worth a check out for sure.
God, there was just so many. It was like one after another. I'm like, oh my God, this sucks.
Yeah, man. There were a lot. In the country music world, it was Joe Diffie from the Coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
And we got, Tom Petty. It's like
Tom Petty,
Prince.
Just somebody protect Willie and Bob Dylan. Like,
man.
I don't know where we got to put them in a storage unit with air conditioning if we got to. Like,
so I'll probably get some hate for this, but I'm originally from Gainesville, Florida, and after Tom Petty died, like UF now on I think it's like when you go from the third quarter to fourth quarter, they play "We Won't Back Down." Is in the whole audience and like the stadium plays that or sings that. And it's freaking unbelievable.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, that'd be cool, man. 80,000 people or ever how many.
Yeah, as long as it was in that Led Zeppelin cover I saw.
It's powerful, man. It's freaking powerful.
All right, let's start talking about some of your music. So, your first, single, I'm Coming Down, I've listened to it probably, I don't know, I can't even count.
That's where all those plays came from, man. Thanks for listening.
At least 20, and then like I got a buddy at work that likes music, and I sent it to him, and I sent it to a lot of people. But that song's great. So,
thanks, man, I appreciate it. Thanks, it's awesome.
And I know you have more stuff coming out and stuff you want to talk about.
We're putting a record out this summer. It's almost done. Mm-hmm. It's pretty close to being done. We're shooting for some time in the summer, but we do have like a new single that's coming out in 2 more days on 4/20. It's called The Legalizer. It's just another little rock song. We actually have the lyrics video up on our Instagram page.
Yep.
So that
no one told me. Dude, check that out when we get out of here. I'm excited.
Yeah, it comes to whatever it is, all music services or wherever you get your music comes out on.
You find all of our music on iTunes,
Apple Music, Spotify,
YouTube.
That happens in 2 more days.
You can put it in your TikTok videos,
TikTok, Weenus, Digichrome, Arcade Fly, Zippy Toe. Like it's on all of them.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's cool.
I made up all of them.
I think that we should have. I think that we should have led with the Legalizer. Honestly, I think that should have been the first single because it's like
we need to talk about the next one because I feel like Rockin' A has got like a rumble to it. Like I'm leaning towards that next.
Yeah. We got the good stuff. I'm very excited. I'm very excited about the whole record. Honestly,
the whole thing. We just released the whole thing.
Just put the whole record out first.
Well, you guys have been playing together long enough. You probably have a ton of material, so you guys just need to get it recorded, right? So
it only took us a decade, but we're finally getting around to putting out a full record.
I listened to the new one just only once. We've had baseball all weekend, I haven't like really studied it in depth, but it sounded freaking awesome. It kicks ass. So.
That's our get in and get out quick, punch you in the face rock song right there.
Hey, remember, people, if you want to ask any questions, put it down in the chat. We'll answer them because we're kind of at the tail end here where we're going to start talking about social media, their music, and all that stuff. And then we might kind of like give away a guitar or something. Something like that, right?
I'm so excited about giving away the guitar. Yeah. I've never been this excited about giving somebody else one of my guitars. Yeah, I'm down with it.
When is it? Does he still have it?
Yeah, he's bringing it to me tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So whoever wins it,
you want to bring it to him?
Yeah, I'll bring it to you. Or
delivery by an angel.
Yeah,
we'll fly over.
And I'll have to put his info in the description as well.
Sure.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
So talented. I definitely need to see, talk to him about getting a guitar built or something. I don't know. It'd be pretty cool. I always want to do it myself, but
Yeah. I don't
really have time to clean a toilet yet.
Right. Same here, man.
Oh, all right. Let's talk social media. So, where can everybody find you?
It's Space Angels Rock across the board. It's Instagram, Facebook. We had a YouTube page. I don't know if it's still going or not.
No, that was a couple of years ago.
I couldn't find it, but
if you search Space Angels, Legalizer will be showing up probably like a day after Monday.
Oh, that's true.
It'll probably show up, but it's under the topic of Space Angels. And then I'm Coming Down is on there as well on YouTube as well.
We just started a TikTok too.
Yeah,
they don't have a lot. You can also get us individually. I know his is the Mothership at Instagram.
Mothership Studios.
Mothership Studios. Is it the Mothership Studios?
Yes.
Okay, we got it right. Yeah. The Mothership Studios. Todd, yours is the
Rod Loops.
The Rod Loops, and I've got mine at Razor Ray from Outer Space. And I've also got some other stuff on the internets, the Spotify and the YouTube. So like you can look me up too.
So this is all they have. It's down in the description. Here's all their links. They got the merch shop. You can pre-save their single on the Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, YouTube, and the Facebook thing. I did remember seeing you had your video on that YouTube thing. It wasn't your YouTube channel, but it was like some kind of
ancient YouTube channel.
No, it was almost like it was something where people can load their videos or something, right?
Oh yeah. I remember we put that together like a billion years ago, and we were playing a Halloween show, and we were like, "Hey, everybody, film what you can from the gig, and we'll clip it together."
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we did have one music video from like 2013. An old boy.
I haven't seen that in a long time, man. I'd like to find that.
But the other stuff is on there too if you search Space Angels.
Space Angels Rock across the board.
Okay, and then you guys have your merch.
Well, merch stuff. That's pretty weird. Like trying to sell merch in a
I just need more
COVID
stickers.
World. You know,
I just gotta tell you,
I'm obsessed with stickers. Like you just keep printing the stickers.
The extermination one is the best one.
The Space Angels Exterminators.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the shirt John's got, but
yeah, that's a good one too.
Shirts are cool. Shirts are neat.
Well, I feel like do we get a discount? Because like
for you, it's double.
I mean that's kind of what I was worried about.
The white one there is the white one Space Angels, that logo we're using to specifically promote the new single, The Legalizer.
Mhm.
So
What, this one here?
yeah. So that's pretty cool.
I need that one for my car and my guitar.
Mhm.
That those kind of yellow orangish one. These are all new. These weren't there a couple of weeks ago, right? Those are pretty sweet.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
enjoy
not.
those.
Oh, yours isn't the one I want, then, John. I
Yeah,
want
mine's
that
the
one. I
old
want that
school
one on top.
I got a
Mhm.
million of these old school ones.
I like the green ones too because that fluorescent's pretty
I'm
sweet.
gonna give you a couple
right.
$100, dude. Just bring me back some stuff. Like,
But
I'm not
yeah,
rich or nothing. I just need Space Angels merch.
It's pretty weird trying to sell merch like over, not going to gigs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like trying to do it over the internet. It's pretty weird, but it is. I feel like we're all going to have to adapt to that kind of thing here in the now and in the future. Anyway,
For sure.
how do you like the spring tree? Is it spring tree, right?
it's super easy, man. It's spring tree or whatever, spring tea.
Teespring.
Yeah, I think that's right. That's it, Teespring. So they just shortened it to tea or whatever. Maybe it's tea or maybe it's spring, but it's one of the two. But they're awesome, man. They're great. They hook it up and it's kind of like a drop shipping thing. So you give them your idea and they make it happen, and they send you samples. So it's like you can have stock if you want, or if you don't want to keep stock at your house, because if we were to keep it here, it would smell like cigarettes and dog. So I mean, it's great, man.
The dog smokes cigarettes. We've been trying to get them to quit.
But it's kind of hands off where you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about shipping it out and all that. Just a little bit more money, but
yeah,
a little less. You don't have to go. Okay, I have to go down to the post office and send out a shirt to somebody. So
exactly, it's pretty cool. But we will do that too if you want us to do that. I got for sure got a little bit of stock left. Matter of fact, Chris from Ruth Guitars, I got 2 for him that I need to give him tomorrow.
I got a couple more of these if you know anybody. You want to?
Yeah, I want
a couple too.
I want to hold.
They're the small. They're the small ones though.
Going to use
I
them.
don't know anybody that wears small.
I sold a lot of larges and extra larges.
Everybody I know is large.
Yeah, me too.
Very large.
Large and
in charge.
And in charge. God, and we all 3 do it at the same time. We're
Yeah.
freaking kinetically, telepathically, man, and I
think we just watch the same movies and listen to the same records all the time.
Except you didn't all yell Jinx.
Yeah, I know, man. Somebody else
none of us has a Coke. Like,
Yeah,
we know it. No, we're not
John's got the Coke.
Hey, why don't you talk about the origin a little bit behind you? You just did if you check out your Instagram, you have an unboxing of that, right?
Oh yeah, man. So my wife, I lucked out, man. She's as much a gear nerd as I am. So she found it on Facebook for like it was new in the box. A friend of ours, he wanted it. He didn't necessarily want the amp, but the only way to get the guitar that he wanted was to buy it as a package deal. Pay the price that he wanted to pay for the guitar, and it came with this amp. And he's like, "Oh, Cody, I know John Juan likes Marshalls. Would he like to check this out?" And I'd never heard of them before, man. I'd never heard of the Origin 20s, and I did a quick YouTube and looked, and I was like, "Yeah, this sounds pretty cool." And I got it home and plugged it in, and I was like, "Whoa, that's gonna be just my amp from here on out, man." This is a bold statement. This is a very, very bold statement. But I'll put it up against the Plexi, honestly.
Oh wow!
I mean, it just sounds so good, man. It's thick. It sounds like Angus and Malcolm at the same time.
I've heard it like the Jubilee. It'll break up but the Origin doesn't quite break up. But I've heard the Origin is like an unbelievable pedal platform
for sure. I'm not much of a pedal guy, right? But the thing came with a Nux EFX. It's called the Horseman. It's like a clone. It's the Nux's version of the Klon, the Centaur Klon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And woo-wee, baby, that thing, it really does it. And honestly, if you just dime everything, if you put everything up to 11, you don't need a pedal with the thing. It's got that pull boost gain knob on it.
Okay.
You can put a pedal on. It came with a pedal, like a channel switcher. It's only a 1-channel amp, but that's what the boost does with that pedal. But yeah, man, it's a very nice amp. It's a very cool amp.
Why not make 10 louder?
Yeah, because this one goes to 11.
That's right.
Yeah, and I mean, even if you just put a boost in front of it, it'll probably break it up more too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's gnarly, man. I don't play with a whole lot of pedals. I like to do that Ted Nugent thing, just plug it in and turn everything all the way up. But I mean, that thing, it will really do it. And putting that Horseman or whatever it's called in front just adds just some bite. It's like a treble boost or something. I don't know. It's nasty.
Have you considered like stacking like 4 of them?
Sometimes I do that when
Four
we're
horsemen of the apocalypse.
Sometimes when we're recording, I'm like, just every
the
overdrive.
The rumble would just be a max.
So you want to do this? This little thing you were going to do. I
Oh,
can't remember. What were you going to do?
Can we get a drum roll, please? Todd the Rod. I've been looking forward to doing this all week.
Dude, you've been looking forward to this for like a month.
Yeah, our Instagram, that's all it is for the past month, has been like, oh, buy some shirts, win this guitar.
And I feel bad that I didn't like kind of promote it more, but I had like other interviews too that I had to promote.
No.
You know.
First off, thanks for everything you do, man. It's awesome, and not only for us, but for every other band you've had on and plan to have on. It's just so cool. I love this platform, and thank you for it. That's awesome.
What are we doing?
So, all right, here we go. I got the.
Let me put it on you. Let's see. I don't know if it's going to focus on it or not, but
probably not. I got the wheel of names here. There we go.
Oh, there you go. Don't move it.
So I'm gonna hit spin. She's spinning.
You lost it.
You lost it.
It's okay.
It'll come back here in a second. Just pause for like a second.
Who'd you get?
Oh, there it goes.
J. Rue.
J. Rue.
J. Rue.
J. Rue's gonna be the lucky recipient
You don't know
of this.
yet.
No, he doesn't. He's not listening.
He might be. Maybe he is. He might be.
J. Rue, you got 1 hour to claim it, or I'm keeping it.
That's awesome.
No, that's great, man. Congratulations, Jesse. Man.
Hey, you heard him. John Juan said he'll teach you like all the riffs.
Yeah.
We need a backup plan in case he goes, you know. In case the Klingons come and take him for the final ride.
No, this is awesome, man.
Yes.
Feels good to have that,
Jesse.
Yeah. Feels good to have that off my chest, man. What are we post about now, man?
Your memes were pretty fire there for about a month.
Yeah.
Well, when your whole album comes out, we'll talk about that.
I'm excited for that.
But everybody, check out their song that's coming out on 420. It's freaking awesome.
Legalize, check out I'm Coming Down too.
Yeah,
Platforms.
you guys are definitely awesome. And I never touched up on where you guys play and stuff like that. But it's it's COVID right there. Yeah, exactly. So
we would play in a van. We would play in a plane. Yeah. We just got to be able to space out. You know?
We used to
have a lot of people there. You know,
we used to haunt Wild Bill's pretty often way back in the day. I don't know if they have us now.
Wild Bill's.
Well, when we get back to normal, let's get back on here and we'll do some more interview with you guys. Maybe we'll talk some gear and
man,
nerd out on some sci-fi movies. And
you're speaking my language now, man. Gear,
they can check us out on Spotify, Wingnut, and
Cardboard Box,
Gram Stamps. You know, there's a lot of websites out there. Pandora.
Does it do Pandora?
No, it's not on Pandora.
Really?
Yeah.
I swore we were on Pandora.
I don't think so.
I get like updates on my email.
So
I'll check it. I apologize, everybody. We're still on Wingnut, but we're not on whatever Pandora is.
So I really appreciate you being with us. And Scott Reeves, thanks for moderating. And thanks for everybody
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks for everybody that asked questions. And next week we have the Last Chance Writers. That should be a pretty good interview.
Oh yeah, they rock too, man.
Yeah, they do. And they got a new album out as well. So that should be a fun thing to do. But everybody, thanks for watching and go straight home.